This video it's all about towering buildings, neon lights and the electric chaos of Tokyo at night. We're exploring Tokyo's most vibrant neighborhoods, from Akihabara to Shibuya and Shinjuku, while also visiting some of the biggest tech stores in the world, Yodobashi Camera and Big Camera. I'm Diana, out of office and chasing places, and welcome to my channel. We're starting in Akihabara, which is probably my favorite area in Tokyo. This place is basically the center of anime, gaming, arcades and electronics, and everywhere you look there's something happening. And this area gets even crazier when all the tuned cars start showing up. You can hear them from blocks away before you even see them. And somehow today we also ran into a motorcycle meet, so this entire street was basically vibrating. Just look at how many motorcycles are here. Honestly, one day I'd love to ride through this area myself because the vibe here at night is just something else. And around this area you'll also see a lot of girls standing outside trying to get people to come with them. From what I understood, most of them are promoting theme-made cafes.
Uite ce drăguț e ninja-ul ăsta! Uite ce cască frumoasă are!
This area is probably not everybody's piece of cake, but if you're into tech, collectibles, arcade games and busy chaotic places, it's perfect. This is Jigo, one of the bigger arcade chains in Japan. For some reason I wasn't allowed to film inside this one, but in my previous video I showed you round 1, which has a pretty similar vibe. It's packed with arcade games, claw machines and rhythm games, but one cool thing here is that you can also find a lot of retro games. And here you'll definitely need cash for the machines, but thankfully there are also exchange machines everywhere where you can turn bills into coins. Now let's move on to probably one of the craziest tech stores in the world, Yodobashi Camera. Just look at how massive this place is, and this is only one part of it. If you love this store as much as I do and you're not in Japan right now, I'm sorry for the emotional damage. Now let's explore the store. I honestly think you can find pretty much anything here, not just tech. And the camera really doesn't show how massive this place actually is. At one point I somehow kept ending up on the same floor multiple times and still kept discovering completely new sections. Yodobashi is basically Don Quixote for tech lovers. I'm gonna let you soak in the Yodobashi song for a few minutes and show you around a little because there's honestly so much to explore here. For some reason, Fujifilm instant cameras and especially the film for them are almost always sold out in Tokyo. Last year I somehow got lucky and managed to find one in Sapporo, but the film for it was still impossible to find. I eventually found some in a tiny random shop somewhere in Tokyo. Usually when I go into a tech store, the TV section is just one small aisle somewhere in the back. But here, the TV section alone is probably the size of an entire tech store back home. And of course, because we're in Japan, there's a Nintendo section right next to the PlayStation section, right next to the Xbox section. And since I'm a huge Zelda fan, I obviously had to get myself a Zelda amiibo. And this place isn't just tech. Somehow inside the same building you'll also find huge sections with skincare, pharmacy stuff, clothes and accessories. The other giant tech store is Big Camera. And yes, this one also has its own song that gets permanently stuck in your head. Overall, it's pretty similar to Yodobashi Camera, but let's take a look around here too. Personally, I like Yodobashi more, but somehow I think I ended up shopping more at Big Camera. And this is where I found the new Dyson pencil vac, which I was really curious about. Besides the tiny dust container, it actually felt really nice to use and super easy to move around because it's so light. And in the bathroom section I found this portable bidet, because of course that exists in Japan. And of course we have to do a little sneak peek at the famous Japanese toilets. These things are honestly next level, you have to try one yourself to understand. We also had to try karaoke, so we went to Big Echo and rented a private room for 2 people for 30 minutes. It felt a bit expensive because you have to pay per person and also have to order at least 1 drink each. So the total was around 5,000 yen.
You are my fire.
The one desire.
Believe when I say
I want it that way. I ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why it ain't nothing but a mistake. Wanna go for a ride?
sure can jump in. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. Ooh, I'm having so much fun.
We're just getting started.
Oh, I love you, Ken. It's my life. Hello. Yes. 10 minutes. Okay, thank you. A zis că ceva de 10 minutes, cred că sau poate. Vreau până la 5-7, mai avem melodie.
Aș putea să dau.
Don't stop me now.
I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball.
La 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 la. Woohoo! Nice experience. We'll be back here as soon as possible. 100% recommend. It's better than you'd expect.
For a well-deserved break, we decided to go to Kura Sushi. I really liked the whole experience of ordering and getting the food, but I also liked the food itself. And honestly, I feel the same about Sushi Roll too. I don't think I could pick a favorite between them. Once you sit down, you can order anything you want from the menu and will arrive on the top conveyor belt. But if you see something passing by on the lower belt that looks good, you can just grab it from there and the system automatically adds it to your bill. On the table I have some pickled ginger, this is green tea powder, and under it I have the cutlery. This is the hot water for the tea, and 2 different types of soy sauce. And up here they also have these little prize capsules that you can win if you eat a certain number of plates, but I don't think I can eat that much by myself. And down here is where you put the empty plates. I ordered some rolls with tuna and corn. These are my favorites. I love these corn rolls so much. I could eat them daily.
Your order will arrive shortly. Your order will arrive shortly.
And this is some cauliflower with cheese sauce. And this is an omelette pudding. It's super jiggly. And And before judging me for stabbing the omelette with chopsticks, trust the process, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, this is way better. The second I got back home, I learned how to make it myself. But here I forgot to add the sesame oil. For dessert, I went with a strawberry mochi. I didn't expect much from it, but it was actually really good, super soft and chewy. Our next stop is Shibuya. The station here feels like a giant maze, and the whole area is insanely crowded. But that's also part of the charm because we're heading to the busiest crosswalk in the world. And we made it to Shibuya Crossing, another beautiful area full of lights exactly the way I like it. And that train looks perfect there. Now let's cross to the other side. You can tell everybody's excited here. It looks really nice from this side too. And if you want to see the crossing from above from a really cozy cafe, check my page because I made a short showing how to get up there. And there's a lot to explore around this area. Food spots, shops, karaoke, bars, pretty much everything. And just a little further up, there's also a mega Don Quixote that's open 24/7. And don't forget that Tokyo is built vertically, so always look up too. During my first trip, I made the mistake of only checking the ground floor for restaurants and shops. Our next destination is Shinjuku, and of course we're starting with Shinjuku Station. This is actually the busiest train station in the world, with millions of people passing through it every day. It also has more than 200 exits, so getting lost here is basically part of the experience. Every time I'm in Tokyo, I end the day with my feet completely destroyed, even when it doesn't feel like I walk that much. But I always underestimate how much distance you actually cover inside the Tokyo metro system alone. And here we made it to the famous 3D cat billboard. It was a bit annoying though, because the cat only appeared for a really short moment between much longer ads. Anyway, let's explore this area a little too. It's also full of lights and it definitely looks better at night, but today we got here a bit too early. The vibe here feels a little different compared to Shibuya and Akihabara though, and you'll see why in a bit. And right there in front of us is the famous Godzilla head. Just look at this street, it feels like a giant urban jungle. The area we're in right now is called Kabukicho. This is basically the nightlife area of Tokyo, so at night everything here gets super loud and chaotic. There are bars, clubs and a lot of 18+ places, and this is why it's compared to a red light district. It's a fun area, but at the same time it can also feel a bit shady, and there are already a lot of videos online talking about that side of Kabukicho. We got here pretty early, so the real nightlife hadn't fully started yet. But you'll notice that once we walk through the alley ahead, the vibe changes a little. In a few hours, this place will probably be completely packed with people. Once you get back to the main street, the vibe feels a lot more normal again, but you can see why it is compared to a red light district. Anyway, the goal is to show you the Golden Guy, which is a really interesting area made up of tiny little streets packed with miniature bars. And here you can see the map of the area. All of those tiny little spots are bars or small restaurants. We got here a little too early as well, so almost everything was still closed. At night, this area gets packed with people. The bars here are so tiny that sometimes only a few people can fit inside. On another night, I actually came back here and had a really nice experience. We ended up in this tiny bar that probably fit around 8 people total, and the owner, an older lady, was super welcoming. That's also where I tried sake for the first time. And as you can see, there are even more bars upstairs if you go up these tiny staircases. Golden Guy is a really cool area to experience at least once. I definitely recommend it. Just make sure to come after it gets dark outside. Unfortunately, it's time to head back home, but stay tuned because in the next video we're going to compare convenience stores from China, South Korea and Japan. And after that a whole new adventure begins. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and support the channel for more adventures like this. See you in the next one!